Hello! This is Way of Weinstein, live from the Financial District in New York City, however you may be watching, Facebook Live, YouTube, here to talk Broad City Season 4, Episode 8, House Sitting. Okay, so, obviously, coming off such a strong episode, an all-time great series episode of Florida last week with the ultimate clash of the Jewish middle-aged titans of Susie Essman, Fran Drescher. That was fantastic. Now, granted, was this episode like last week's? No. Was it a disappointment? No. I enjoyed it. I actually think it was probably my second favorite episode of the season. So let's get into it. So the episode starts. You got Amy Ryan, Heidi, who is Oliver's mom, who Alana used to babysit for, which I love the episode where they go to that fancy place where they get the store credit and they want to get the money for, where Abby's trying to get the money for I believe it was like a shattered glass at the health club, and then Oliver ends up being the master by saying we should donate more clothes to the needy, but really just giving it to Alana, and that's where like Yas Queen really percolated. That was great. So they have a fantastic apartment. I don't know where in the city that was, but it was really nice. So the fact all kinds of marble. Now, for those of you that don't live in New York, I don't think you get what a big deal it was to have that washer dryer in the apartment. That's a huge deal. Most apartments don't have that. I'm very lucky I have that in my building, but still, I gotta go check what's available, the good washer dryer. Sometimes it's not that good. I mean, if it's one that's bought by an apartment complex, it's probably nowhere near as good as the ones that were in that show, like in a nice apartment like that. But yeah, that's a big deal, big washer dryer. And then the bidet, I mean, as a guy, I've never used a bidet. I don't know what's so great about it. I mean, but for those that can tell me in the comments, let me know what's so great about it. So yeah, I can't really comment on anything saying how great it was. And then, so Abby finds her old teacher, Mr. Richard Miller, old English teacher, on Bumble. So yeah, I feel like this was a whole setup to be weird, and it does get weirder throughout the episode. And from that, so a couple people come in. So Jaime comes in and he's saying he can't get hard for 2 weeks because he got an adult circumcision and he can't break the stitches. I mean, as someone who was talking about this as a baby, I mean, obviously I was a baby, so like I don't remember anything as a baby. To be honest, I really don't remember anything before the Yankees won the World Series in '96. I just don't remember things. But the point being is that God knows how painful that must have been, and just the discipline for him not to get hard for 2 weeks. Oof, God, that's brutal. I mean, you almost have to. So that's brutal. And then, so the struggle that Alana has saying Lincoln's a boyfriend, because we all knew this whole season when seeing her, Lincoln with that woman, that was defriending all the social media channels, her not being able to participate in that three-way with those two very good-looking people. I mean, we all knew this was the setup for that. So then Lincoln and Alana dress fancy, and they're saying that the teachers jack off to their students and they people jack off to people that are 13 years old. I get what they're saying that it's the much lesser of two evils. Everything that's been going on in the news with the underage and the sexual assault and harassment. Obviously, jerking off isn't a crime regardless of who you do it to. That's your business and not a crime. So I totally get what they're saying, lesser of two evils. And a little like humor of the fart off, and how the second time this season, Lana sharts herself in the fart off, and Lincoln trying to make her feel better, saying this is only the second time in 5 weeks you've done this. And then so they're getting more serious, talking about a Google Calendar, saying, oh, we have to have brunch, but I got golf with another dentist. And Abby's getting weirded out by her former English teacher, which, yeah, I could see that. He didn't help. He was definitely weird. And then Jaime just really struggling, is all over the apartment, and then seeing the map like bulge into a dick. I mean, that was really hurting him. And then Abby really just going through lowbrow stuff, saying the fact that he reads the entire New Yorker is hot. Saying, so the fact that he's literate does it for you. Okay. Yeah. And then she proceeds to kiss him, and then Alana freaks out on Lincoln, essentially saying that they're already a boring couple when they had sex an hour ago. And Jaime, this was pretty fun. Jaime watching Abby and Mr. Miller hook up with the dirty talk, trying to say like, oh, I need the extra credit, and then here, was there anything I could do? And he says, yada yada yada. Looks like I'm gonna have to give you the big fat D. Ha 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 ha. And then you just see Jaime in pain. And then when Lincoln proposes that they try this for a year and then check in, kind of like a phone contract. And then with the whole role play, saying that, insisting that she's 17 and has a permit, and then, okay, like that wasn't that bad. But when he holds her face back to make her hair longer, it's not like she's 40. In the show, she says she's 28. I'm 28. I mean, that's not that old. I mean, granted, that was creepy. That was really weird. Now, granted, it did come full circle, saying that that's going to help Jaime like go through the 2 weeks of not being able to get hard, which, hey, that helps Jaime out good. And then they set the and then in the last scene, they set the fire alarm off on the dryer because it's meant for like silks and like high-end materials, and it's not meant for cotton and cheap clothes. And then they had this really weird thing with the teacher saying we should go back to him nah. And then Abby asks him if teachers jerk off to their students. Like, yeah, I do, and all teachers do, which I don't know if that's true. I mean, I'm not a teacher, really. If anyone's a teacher, I don't know. If you care to comment, which you probably can't, but actually don't comment. Don't comment on that. Just think to yourself and don't comment if that's something that is actually real or if that's just something that they just made for the show. And it was like a nice message, which they did promote reading a lot, which is good. Reading's good. And then with the Breakfast Club, don't you forget about me, yada yada yada. But yeah, that was pretty, and that's the episode. So overall, I liked it. It's been better than a lot of the episodes this season. Obviously, does not hold the candle to Florida, which was an all-time Broad City classic. That was Florida was I want to see more episodes like Florida. Make me as excited after a Broad City episode as I am like with a Giants or Yankees team. Obviously, the way I was excited last Broad City episode was more excited than I've been for any Giants game this year. The Giants. But yeah, so apparently the next Broad City episode is in 2 weeks, where Abby has this really awesome bag, which as a guy, really can't relate to that, but alright, looks good. But yeah, if you like this video, like it, share it, comment it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you look up YouTube, Way of Weinstein, and subscribe there. Thanks, and have a good night.